Loading back into my world in version 1.1. My first upgrade into a world packed with brand new features like sheep eating grass, apple drops from oak leaves, and some new biomes like the beach. Other changes such as adding mob eggs into creative mode and introducing the super flat world generation, none of which I will be really going into. My first job was to reclaim the achievements that had been reset for some reason upon the upgrade. So I cut some wood, made a hoe, a furnace, picked up some leather for another achievement, got some wheat, baked a cake, then I tried and failed miserably at the sniper duel achievement. After going into the mines to find some iron, smelting it for another achievement, I threw my diamond downstairs to get the diamonds achievement. Traveling into the nether and locating a floating marshmallow, practicing my batting skills rather poorly, before finally hitting the ghast and collecting the tear of my fallen enemy. Going home and getting the into the fire achievement with the blaze rod I had spare, I crafted a shiny new brewing stand. 3 glass bottles filled with the nice refreshing pond water from just outside. Popping them onto the brewing stand, along with the nether wart, my potion journey began. Using sugar for my chosen potion, swiftness was what it was going to be. I went out to try fishing, only to realise after far too long that it had to be more than 1 block deep to allow those little fishies to swim. Upon realising this, I cast my line into another pond, 2 blocks deep, after reeling in a nice juicy fish and cooking it for the next achievement. Then I decided to reclaim the end advancement, so I had to sail all the way out, pop down the stairs, and into the other dimension. Now I came back to get the When Pigs Fly achievement, forgetting, obviously, I had 102 levels, but carried on anyway. So by hitting the pig with a saddle, jumping on its back, causing it to fall, ultimately getting the achievement, but at what cost? I then proceeded to respawn on the starter island before becoming a bit frustrated. I ventured forth to reclaim my own stuff once more, for swimming for far too long after I did not have a boat, followed by me finding my loot. Only then I realised I had lost 96 levels. Hopefully, never having to do this achievement again, I can finally go forth and explore a little more of what this world has to offer. Hopping in a boat with rotten flesh for food, I discovered a frozen forest full of tall trees and snow on the ground. As it was nighttime, the hostile mobs were out for blood. However, it was each other's, which was nice and made things a bit easier for me. Eating some flesh, I kept going with the faint memory of 102 levels echoing in my mind. Good news, I found my first cactus, so I found my first desert. Then, my first swamp, full of vines and brown mushrooms. After skipping and frolicking through a plains biome in the search for a village, placing torches as I go, like Hansel and Gretel, only to be stopped in my path by a pack of wolves, to which luckily I had some skeleton remains. Feeding them and taming them, I had some faithful companions, only to realise that I must have insulted them or something as I climbed up the hill for one to push me to my death. Returning home, with all them teleporting to me as if nothing had happened, sitting them all down as they've been pretty bad dogs. I swam back to try and find my stuff again. On my journey, eating my last fish, I come across the reclusive village located in a dusty desert, which was full of life. I decided to introduce myself to the local testificates, appreciating their houses and their meticulously maintained farms. However, conversing was a bit difficult as they didn't speak, nor did they trade. As night drew closer, I waited for morning to come to explore a bit more, harvesting their wheat to discover one of their houses may have been attacked in the night. The testificate did not look happy with me because of that. Since I turned up their village, they had become under attack and their crops stolen, so I said goodbye, and by the looks of it, they were leaving too. They'd had enough. Back home, I harvested some wheat. Introducing my new farm animal, I decided to find some more diamonds. To do so required some depth, so I did. I dug down to Y level 12 and began to strip mine. I found some gold and kept on going, passing by iron and redstone, determined to find the diamonds. Though it remained reclusive, I persevered, and my perseverance paid off. After about 45 minutes, I finally found some diamonds. Carefully excavating them, collecting redstone, coal, and iron, I went home to craft a diamond pickaxe, as my other one is probably still sat at the bottom of the void in the end. Mining some obsidian, and using the books from the stronghold, I carefully hand-built a beautiful enchantment table. Collecting wood for bookshelves, I hollowed out a wall in the basement for my magic table. With a wooden floor, the enchanting could begin. After finishing the shelves, I'm realising that 102 levels that I'd lost would be very useful about now. I surrounded the table only to take some down to lower the levels and enchant my first sword, creating a foundation of which I can push further and adventure farther, discovering what Minecraft has to offer.